Hey guys, me again. Wanted to share a quick video with you all on my pipe, my corncob pipe. Now, as you can see, if I can move, that's better. Alright, so as you can see, I have my mouthpiece now. My grandmother found a mouthpiece to one of my grandfather's old pipes and gave it to me. I took the filter out. The filter's right here. I took the filter out specifically because it was limiting the amount of smoke that I was getting. And I think that that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to help limit the amount of smoke that you get so that you can not get ash, which I understand, but there was very little smoke coming out of it. Um, excuse me. Um, so I decided to take the filter out of this particular mouthpiece. I don't think that this is the right mouthpiece for it anyway. But I am using a mouthpiece specifically because it's easier to light. I can talk with it in my mouth now, and it's a much better smoke overall. It's more enjoyable, and to me, it looks more respectful than having a little tiny thing stuck in between your teeth. And I don't have to leave bite marks on the actual pipe itself, so in case I want to sell it for whatever reason, I'll be able to do that for a reasonable price, rather than having to worry about that, because I can buy this mouthpiece and put it on and have it sell as a refurbished pipe. So that'll be very nice, and it's very, very good. I really like it. And like I said, I can talk with it in my mouth as I'm doing right now. Um, I'm going to light it right now because I want smoke. Didn't light. Hang on, guys, it didn't light. Still? Really? That's intriguing. I blame the tobacco being so dry. I think I'm gonna have to add a couple of slices of apples to it, because the tobacco is very dry. Oh, it is out. It's out. Okay. It's literally out of tobacco. The tobacco went by that quickly. Okay, so I'm going to fill this pipe up again because that was not that was not quite what I wanted out of the smoke. Not quite what I usually get out of a smoke, with this pipe. This pipe is fantastic, by the way. I love it. It's so amazing. And that pipe lasted me all day. So that pipe was fantastic, um, and absolutely wonderful, and I loved it. I still love it. I don't loved it. I love it. So I'm just going to pack tobacco into my pipe while I'm talking. Um, I wanted to share my pipe with you guys because, specifically because of the mouthpiece, but also I wanted to share with you all that I started drinking tea again. I haven't drank, I have not drunk tea in quite some time. Um, so I started drinking tea again, which I think is healthy and good for me. Um, I had some Asian jasmine tea all day today. I had this container here that my aunt gave me, was filled with Asian jasmine tea that I let brew for about 5 minutes, and that was that. Right now I have some regular drinking water from the sink um, in that cup, um, and so that's that. This tobacco, let me get onto this tobacco for a second here. This tobacco is called The Good Stuff. The Good Stuff Silver Edition tobacco. It's premium type tobacco. It's 6 ounces of tobacco, which is a lot of tobacco. I'm really happy with the bag that my grandfather got me. Um, it has a very um, distinct flavor. I'd like to say, excuse me, I'd like to say peppery, to be precise. A very peppery flavor. Excuse me. Um, I'm not sure how else to describe it. It's somewhat peppery. Um, somewhat peppery, smooth, but and not aromatic, but smooth, and somewhat peppery. I would not necessarily recommend this, but I would not condemn it. It's not a bad tobacco, but it's also not necessarily fantastic. Like the Black Captain, for example, to me, was one of my favorite tobaccos ever. I loved that tobacco. It was so smooth, it was aromatic, it was wonderful, it had a great flavor, everything about it was good. But I think that I'm going to end the video here because I really just wanted to talk about my pipe and the tobacco. I wanted to talk about that stuff. Um, Actually, I won't end the video here. I'm going to also talk about the difference between this pipe that I'm smoking in my corncob pipe and this pipe. I don't know what style pipe it is. I don't know what wood it is. I just know that it's a wonderful pipe. Um, it's solid wood. I will believe that it's cherry or maple, one of the two. It's a beautiful pipe. It has a wonderful grip here. I don't usually grab it here. I usually hold it on like this when I'm smoking it, or I'll just clench it with my teeth. But this pipe, the corncob pipe, is much lighter, much easier to smoke. This pipe is much more, not much heavier, but heavier. Um, Especially with tobacco in it, it's heavier because the bowl is bigger in itself. The bowl in this is very small, but the bowl in this is very large. You can see on the inside that that it is a consistent roundness and um, a consistent shape. This is more of like a triangular pattern, like a cone on the inside, so it gets smaller as it goes down. Whereas this does not necessarily have that cone shape. It does not have as, and if it does, it doesn't have as small as a cone, as small of a cone than my corncob pipe. Um, by the way, this pipe is officially mine. It was officially given to me by my grandfather. So I officially now have two pipes. I don't just have one as my own. So I found that that is very nice. I'm very happy with that. I've started a pipe collection, and that's very pleasing to me because after watching some videos on piping and using a pipe and stuff like that, it seems like piping is a hobby. It is not necessarily a lifestyle, but it is in fact a hobby, which I find to be fascinating, because, specifically because, um, I have lots of hobbies. I paint, I'm Wiccan, I mean, Wiccan is a lifestyle. Well, I'm not even Wiccan, I am a practitioner of traditional witchcraft, so that is a lifestyle, I think. It's not necessarily a hobby. But I collect bottles, as you can see up above. I have bottles and stuff that I collect. I'm a junker. I collect stuff out of free boxes. I collect stuff from thrift stores. I collect stuff that people don't want anymore, just because, especially if it looks very nice. I collect teapots because I like teapots in the way they're designed and just their fashion, and I use these things. I don't just collect them, I use these things. The bottles I don't necessarily use, I just collect those. But I use the teapots, I use my pipes. Um, I obviously, once in my collection, if my collection gets bigger, which I plan on it being bigger eventually, I hope very deeply that my collection will come to 20 pipes or something like that. I don't want to be something crazy with like 100 or some triple digits, or even over 30. That would be ridiculous. But having like 10 or 20 pipes would be nice. So I have a selection. Now, I'd also like to add that the filter in my pipe here, I have not tried smoking this without a filter. I want to try smoking without a filter tomorrow and see how that's like. I think that that's going to be very interesting to see because I have not smoked it without a filter before, so that'll be a very interesting thing to do. I've also discovered that there's etiquette on smoking a pipe, and it varies from person to person. However, the most relevant etiquette that I have found on smoking a pipe is, excuse me, is just being respectful of others, allowing others to be with you. If they want to smoke with you, go ahead, allow them to smoke with you. Have light conversation. Do not talk politics. Do not talk. Do not talk politics. Do not talk religion. You know, big things like that. Don't talk about that. It's almost like having a tea party, but not. If you understand what I'm saying. Some of you might not know what it's like to have a tea party, and I understand and respect that. However, it's almost like having a tea party where you don't bring up big subjects. It's very light conversation, casual conversation, not something that'll bring up a debate, because smoking is supposed to help you relax. So if you're talking about politics and stuff, you're going to get stressed out because you're going to have to defend your position, and that's stressful. It might not necessarily be stressful for some people because they might have lots of information. However, it will be stressful for the other person because if they are losing, they will be stressed out because they're trying to defend their position. So some way stress will happen, because if one person is stressed out, everyone will eventually become stressed out because of stress in the environment, and it is basically absorbed by humans. Stresses. For whatever reason. I don't have a reason for it. I just happen to realize that if one person in a room is stressed out, everyone will either be worried about the person and therefore be stressed, or find worry, or find stress because they are stressed in some way. Now, another thing that I would like to talk about is, I found that it's very interesting how some people believe that there is particular ways in which one must smoke a pipe. For example, some people believe that you must have the pipe on the right side of your face rather than in the middle or on the left side. I like to switch positions because it's more comfortable on my teeth. If this side gets tired, then I can either hold it like so that my hand is resting on it and I don't have to worry about having my teeth clench the pipe, or I will simply switch positions so that my left side is now grasping the pipe, and this side will, once this side gets tired, I will switch over again, and if this side is still tired, all I gotta do is have my front teeth hold it, or, like I said, I will simply grasp the pipe with my hand, and let my hand do all the work. Your hand usually doesn't get tired unless you're smoking for hours, which I never do. I've never smoked for hours on end. I usually smoke for most 10 minutes at a time, and that'll be that. So that's that. But anyway, this video is getting somewhat long, and I can only do 15-minute videos, unfortunately, because of really messed up things. I don't know why. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Give me subscriptions, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. This is just a video to be talking about stuff. I do lots of witchcraft. I do lots of wizardry. I do blogs if you like blogs. I do have blogs on this channel. Um, and I hope to be adding more piping videos to this channel as well. As I learn things, I will share them with you. I do herbology, so I will share that with you as well. But anyway, I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.